Hello again, I'm Rick Bosley with the Bosley team at 3L Coaching, and today I'm breaking down what's really going on in the Orlando housing market as of last month, April 2025. So we're wrapping up May, and if you're thinking about buying, selling, or just staying informed in the market of what's happening in real estate, this quick update is for you. The numbers don't lie. As I always say, the path is through the math. Let's dive in, take a look at by the numbers. In April, we saw over 13,000 homes jump on the market, and that's the highest inventory that we've had. I can't even know when, several years, I'd say since probably 2011, 2012. It's a 42% jump from the same time last year. So when we look at the vast area of what we're talking about with 13,000 homes, that is Central Florida. That's going to be the Tri-County, Osceola, Orange, Seminole County, and some outskirts of Lake Seminole and Polk. And if you're going, what's the area range there? It's the Orlando Regional Realtors Association. So these are numbers there. So every time I give you numbers, it's from that same context. So it's up 42% from the same time, same month last year. More inventory means more choices. The median price is holding steady. So prices are holding steady, just shy of 390,000, which is not even a 0.5% increase year over year. So in other words, there's not a whole lot of equity coming into the houses like we saw in 2020, 2021, 22. There's no crazy bidding wars. There's no major drop-offs either. The market is just nice and steady and stable. Meanwhile, interest rates, they're also sitting pretty steady. They're at 6.6%, which is the same thing it was last October 2024, 7 months ago. So if you've been waiting for some big swing, the market is kind of doing what it's doing, and it's very stabilized right now. So I want to talk to both buyers and sellers. Let's talk to the buyers first. As a buyer, you've got more options than you've had in a long time. More inventory means more options. There's fewer buyers fighting for that same house as well. That's a win. Prices are stable. You're not seeing a spike. Cost of waiting is not hurting you because we're not seeing the bidding wars that we saw in 2021 and 2022, which means you can be smart, you can be intentional, you can be thorough without a fear of overpaying. Rates are pretty steady. We don't see them changing a lot. A big question I have when people say, how's the market? Or what are the rates going to do? Well, right now, I say they, that the institution, the people, the government who do that, they like where the market's at. The market is not falling. The market is stabilizing. The market is sustained. Now, if it always stayed flat, it feels like it because inflation's going up, right? We want to see real estate increase by about 4% year over year. That's what we see year over year. But right now, we're not seeing that. It's not a rapid increase, not a rapid decrease. But if you're a buyer who's waiting for that 5%, it might cost you that right home today and the cost of waiting. The truth is you can get the house right now, and as the rates change, that's when you can always reevaluate your monthly payment. You can always shop for your insurance every year, and we can make the right choice right now. But if you're in a home that you don't like or that commutes too far, that you're renting, waiting for that 5%, you're going to just be kicking the can down the road. We're not sure when or how it's going to come. If and when the rates drop, that's when you can reevaluate and look and talk with your lender. So right now, they're also sitting longer, about 70 days on average. Now, if you're a seller right now and I told you we're going to sell your house in 70 days, my gosh, that will seem like an eternity. What does that mean for you as a buyer? That means you've got more room for negotiation because a house that's sitting on the market, the sellers start to get antsy, right? They start to like itch and like, where's my house? Where's my offers? Let's do it. And as an agent, we have a rule of 10. And the rule of 10 says if it's been 10 days and there's no showings, we need to change the marketing or change the price. If it's been 10 showings and no offers, then change the condition or change the price. That's what we want to look at right there. And so 70 days in the market, hopefully if the sellers are aggressive, you're seeing condition increase, you're seeing marketing increase, or price reduction, or maybe the change in the terms. So there's going to be more room for negotiation for you as a buyer. In fact, one of our lead agents, Darian, shares with people that if the market's been in the house for 30 days or longer without a change in price or condition or terms, right off the bat, take 2% off before you even get started because for 30 days, the market has said, no, thank you. So if you're ready to stop renting, ready to move up, ready to trade up, this market is ready for you because you have choices and we can help navigate these right choices for you. What that looks like is sit down, have a consultation in person or on Zoom with someone from our team. We're going to identify your exact criteria. We want to find between 35 and 50 homes. That hasn't changed. Now you can be more picky with 35 to 50 homes. And from there, we go take a look at 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. And then we go, which one are moving forward? So that's for the buyers. What is the market telling us then for the sellers? If you're out there, it's not just the opposite, and it's not too late. This isn't a market that you can just throw a price it in there and expect 12 offers in the weekend. Because I was in that market, right? We are in that market, and I call it the Hunger Games. In fact, sales are down 10.9, call it 11% from the same time last year. However, they've gone up 62% from January. So we're seeing a boost since the first quarter, getting back to that seasonality. I've been saying this for months. Seasonality is there. We're not doing the hangover from COVID anymore, where the market was just kind of stop and start, stop and start. It's not manufactured. We're back in seasonality. So we are seeing peak season for buyers to move because we're in that buyer season, which means we have momentum heading into the summer. If you're thinking about selling, we want to go, what does that window look like, right? I don't want to be the cliche agent that says, now's the time to sell, now's the time to buy. My friends make fun of me a lot when I do that. At the end of the day, you've got to look at going, what are those circumstances? I've got a good friend. He's looking to sell his house. Yeah, he knows. I know the ideal time to list your house is going to be around April. In fact, that week in April was the ideal time because May is the ideal time for contracts, and then you can get closed by June, July. You know what? It wasn't in the cards for him. It's not in the cards for him. He's going, if I miss a percent here, miss a percent there, it's not the end of the world because he wasn't looking to make a flip. So we've got to make sure we do it right. In fact, reminding you of those 4 things you want to do before you list your house. We want to clean it up, fix it up, update it, and then upgrade it. Let's do that right. Let's do it timely. We had another seller recently. They were living in their home. He works from home. They weren't sure how they were able to buy with contingent upon there. We said, you know what? Let's try to buy first. And they did. They got into a home, they purchased, and then they moved all their stuff out. And then we got a contractor in there, and they fixed everything and cleaned it up and put a fresh paint job, got a contract within 7 days. So there's different ways that we can work on that for the timing for you, for your family, or whoever else is going to be doing or buying this house. But if you do have the option, then we want to seize the summer momentum that we're getting right now. The longer we wait, inventory is going up, eclipsing over 13,000. We haven't seen that in several years, let alone months. So next month, it should go more. It should go more because people keep on selling. The more competition we have, the more options the buyer have, the more negotiation the buyers have. And the longer it's taking, we said we're 70 days, average days on market. That's up from 54 the same time last year. So take 16 into that. What do we look at? Another probably 30% longer that we're waiting to get a home sold, looking at the 70 days, which means we need to have a pricing strategy, which means we need to have strong marketing. We need to have negotiation power to get your money's worth. We can help you with that. And when we list your house, we've got to look at things, not only what is the house worth from an appraiser standpoint, but what are buyers looking at when they're looking out there? Because we can't just try to price it right with the appraiser. We have to look of going, if a buyer's looking at your house, whose other house are they looking at? When we see things, we had 3 cash offers come in last week. Cash is back. Cash is king. Luxury homes are not majority, but a large vast of them are cash. So we look at those because those are terms. And with the terms, we've got some different aspect there. So just know that as I share this information, 13,000 homes is about 5.4 months of inventory in the Orlando Regional Realtors Association. If you have a condo or a townhome, you're going to be more in a buyer's market. If you're in Osceola County, more in a buyer's market. If you're luxury in certain pockets, more of a buyer's market. What does that mean? A little more options for buyers, which means a little more negotiation power for buyers because of the cost of choices. So we're in this market right now. It is strategic. It is a skill-based market. It's not a speed-based market. It's skill-based market, understanding how to interpret, understanding what's happening in your specific homes. And it takes skilled agents right now. So there's about 23,000 agents still. Make sure you partner up and pair with a skilled agent who has a track record, who studies this stuff. Of course, we would love a shot at that. If we can help you out, let us know. Even if you're in our market, not in our market, we want to be a resource for you. If you're still watching, thanks for watching. If you want to buy, sell, or just know what's going on in the market, this is the spot for you. Make sure you like, subscribe, or whatever you've got to do to this channel you're watching. And that's all for now. I'm Rick Bosley. Hope it helps. Take care.